So the first thing you want to do is make sure your settings are good to go when it comes to rank. So I'm not going to go through everything. I'll just go through the basics here to get you going. There are heaps of videos on YouTube to get everything you need, but essentially what you want to do is make sure your dead zones are set. Make sure your inputs, if you're using controllers, are set to 1. Work out your dead zone sensitivity. From there, aiming, find a sensitivity that works for you. There's no one size fits all. You want to set that whatever works best for you. Make sure you are using dynamic aim response curve, aim assist on. You want to have this on default or black ops. Black ops is definitely more sticky up close. Default is better, all ranges, works good at long range and close. From there, gameplay, it's all pretty much personal preference. I got single tap to sprint. I run slide only. You can slide only or tap to slide, which allows you still to dolphin dive, and you can even run tap to reload, which I really like. Some people actually prefer prioritize interact. I'm not a big fan of that, but yeah. Next thing you want to make sure you're doing is running meta weapons. So when it comes to the ARs, you've got the MCW and the SVA. When it comes to subbies, pretty much you've just got the Rival 9. People are talking up the HRM9 as well. I'm not sure. I haven't really used it. As you can see, it's level 3. And when it comes to sniping, you're going to want to take the XRK Stalker. I'm not going to talk you through the builds, otherwise it's the longest video ever. However, I have made a video on this just up there in the corner somewhere over there. The next thing you want to do is always make sure you warm up before you jump into a match of ranked. If you prefer, you can just do this in multiplayer or play a normal match. However, I prefer to jump into a private match and set this up. So when you're in the private match, make sure you set up a weapon and the weapon that you're going to use in rank. So I've got my SVA set up here, the class that I use. Make sure you swap out the mag holster for EOD or whatever you run, because you want the mag holster when you just verse some bots. When it comes to the game setup, you jump into this. You want to set it to free for all. You want to jump into the maps. You want to jump over to Rust, wherever that is, set that up. And then when it comes to the settings, pump this up to 45, doesn't really matter. And generally I go between 100 points to 150. So we set our time down, jump over to player, set health regeneration to fast. I turn off kill cam. And then we come down to spawn ammo, set this one up for max. You can turn health seal on. It helps you stay alive, but sometimes it can make it hard to judge their health on the bots. Set up your field upgrades charge rate to 10 times 10 and turn off kill streaks so it's more realistic. Then we just jump over to the right here, up here. You press on that plus symbol, set the bots to 11, come down, make sure you set them to recruit and press confirm. You can also invite your mates into this if you want to warm up with your mates, so you can verse them as well. It'll just take out a bot and we start the match. So once you're in the match, get your class out. I always turn off my target aim assist, so I've set this to my quick settings. I turn off my aim assist. I'll run around, and depending on what I've set, I'll do half of my kills with my aim assist turned off to help me get my aim in, and then I'll do the other half of my kills with aim assist turned back on. So once you've gone half, let's just pretend I've killed 75 people. I turn my aim assist back on, and you run around and finish the match like that. This is an incredible warm-up. Will help you get in your aim, and it will actually improve your aim over time. If you can consistently do this over time, you'll definitely become a better aimer and get better at the game. It helps you with your... can also help you with your awareness and your movement. You can always practice your movement, your slide cancelling, and work on everything when it comes to this, switching to your pistol when you need to and such. But now, how does SR work? So last year's ranked, Lawrence, who is a Treyarch and Call of Duty employee, put out this tweet basically running over how the Modern Warfare 2 ranked play skill rating system works. It's exactly the same system as this year's. They have fine-tuned it a little bit and it should be a little bit better, but everything is pretty much the same. You've still got the same basics. Everyone starts at bronze here. You gain SR for a win and you lose SR for a loss. We all know that one. But the amount of SR you get per match is determined by a combo of not only your personal performance, but also your team's performance. So the better your team does as a whole, the more SR you will get individually. Now, Lawrence also dives into a hidden factor when it comes to gaining SR, which is called the hidden performance range, or HPR for short. So the way HPR works, or hidden performance rating, it's basically your underlying performance. The game's been watching you the entire time you've been playing, and if it thinks you are at Crimson and currently you're a bronze, it wants to give you enough SR to get up to Crimson and be where you should be. So it's going to give you more SR the further away from what it thinks you should be until you get right up to where it thinks you should be. Alternatively, if you've been carried all the way to say diamond, but it actually thinks you're a silver player and it doesn't think you should be in diamond, you'll get far less SR when you get a win, and you'll lose far more SR because it thinks that you should be down in silver as opposed to being in diamond where you actually are. So essentially, the game's always trying to get you to where it thinks you should be, which is why a lot of people become stuck. They're getting more SR for a loss than they are for a win, depending on how well they're going. He also brushes over that in lower divisions, they put a premium on personal performance to try and graduate better players out of the starting divisions. However, in the higher skill divisions, they focus more on team play so that all the kind of winning play styles are equally rewarded and teamwork is encouraged. So essentially, in the early divisions, bronze, silver, gold, and that, you will get a fair amount of points, even if you are being a solo player, just dropping high kill games and trying to carry yourself. Whereas in the later divisions, from say diamond up, it's going to be looking more at the whole team and calculating everyone's play style differently and giving you adequate SR depending on your play style. So if you're just an objective player and you're sitting on the objective, it's going to give you the points for that. You're just the person that holds the other team off and keeps them and gets them high kill games. It's going to give you rewards for that, but basically it rewards you as a whole, as an entire team. So if you're working as a unit, you will be rewarded for that and get more SR playing as a full team. He does also talk about it here that you can actually improve your HPR simply by being consistent and working as a team. So if you're consistently top fragging, capping them objectives and helping your team, and your team as a whole is working well together, so if you've got a group that you're playing with and you're doing well every match, you can raise your HPR and improve that way, and you will start getting more SR. But the alternative also counts. So if you start playing badly consistently, you start getting absolutely destroyed, you start having a negative KD and not getting much time on an objective, your HPR will drop below and you will start getting less and less per win. So when it comes to SR, the main thing you need to worry about is staying consistent. So you need to consistently have a pretty decent KD ratio, and you want to be consistently getting the objective and getting points for your team, and you want to consistently be working well as a team. The main thing you don't want to do is get absolutely destroyed in a few matches in a row, because that will tank your HPR and it will stuff up your SR gain in the future, because it will drop your HPR below what you think you should be. The next big one is find yourself a team, a teammate, at least another duo, because you don't want to be solo queuing. It makes it super hard to rank up. At least if you've got one other person that you can jump into a rank match and make callouts to, and you guys can work as a team together, you will do a lot better. If you can get a 4-stack, you're definitely going to do a lot better than when you're solo queuing. And especially if you find people that you work well with in a match, try and add them, message them, try and get them to join your crew so you guys can start grinding together, because it's definitely going to benefit you if you are in a group as opposed to solo queuing. Another one that goes hand in hand with teams is using comms and using your mic. So you need to make those call outs. You need to learn the call outs of the map. Let your teammates know what's going on around you and what you can see. It can be hard, especially at the start of the season when this thing's just dropped. I've got no idea about the call outs, but saying there's someone over there definitely doesn't help. So let's work on them call outs, use your mics and get in there. This may be another controversial one, and I'm definitely at fault for this, but the best way to win a match and get SR is playing the objective. You will get a lot more points and a lot more wins if at least you and one other person in your team is playing the objective, whether it be control or hard point. If you're sitting on the point, you're generally probably in the right place and doing the right thing. You're going to probably be blocking certain spawns and you're going to be helping your team out get those points, because at the end of the day, when it comes to control and hard point, controlling those points and being on them gets you the points which win the match. And last but not least, I should probably take my advice with this one. If you're in the blender, you're getting smashed, you're getting angry, and you just start playing like shit, probably best to take a break, jump off, go for a little walk, take a 5-10 minute break, eat something, have a drink, and come back a bit later. You'll probably play better and you'll be better for it, because the last thing you want to do is be in a blender and be like my mate Schlitzy, who was 1 win off going diamond and ended up having a 14 loss streak and went all the way back down to like platinum 1, and it ruined his year. And that's it. Cheers for watching. I appreciate it. Make sure you check out this bad boy over here, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. We win. They're coming back the stairs. Good shit.